when did you first learn that they wanted to bring you back and develop this character more in the sequel?
So I think I knew, and I don't know how I knew this. I don't know if I knew this just because I was in 2018 or if I had read it or saw something, but I knew that they were making a trilogy.
Okay.
That I knew. And again, I don't remember how I know that. I feel like I was like, oh, maybe they hadn't announced that yet. Maybe I knew because maybe we had talked. I don't know. Anyway, I knew they were making a trilogy. But the movie had come and gone. They were working on Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. Hopefully at some point I'll get a chance to. I had actually auditioned for something on Righteous Gemstones, and so then June of 2019, I get a call saying that they're writing Halloween Kills, and they want to know if I'd be interested in coming back. And my answer was, of course, absolutely. Yeah. And then I don't hear anything for another month because how film works. Like, hey, do you want to be in this movie? Yes. Okay, great. And then that's at the end of conversations for a long time. And then end of June, like the very end of June, I got another call saying like, hey, you're definitely going to be in the movie. Okay, great. Any more details? Nope. Cool. I have no idea when they're filming. Like, I don't know anything. I just know that apparently it's happening. So then a couple weeks later, it's like mid-August, and I get a call on Monday saying, "Hey, you're super in the movie. They're gonna send you the script tomorrow. When can you go out to LA for various pre-production stuff?" And I was like, like, what do you mean when? And they were like this week. Like, can you go on Wednesday? Yes, I can. Let me move some rehearsal dates and change my schedule a little bit. But yeah, I can do it. And then so that was Monday. I got the script on Tuesday. No, that was Monday. And then I got the script. I want to say I got the script Wednesday morning before my flight because I read it in the airport.
Wow.
Tuesday, David called me and we talked about the movie.
Okay.
And then I got the script on, I want to say Wednesday, but I want to say Wednesday because I was in the airport. I remember distinctly. I was in the airport reading the script and I made calls. Made calls, be like, "Oh, I'm in this movie." Like, I assumed, my assumption was that if they were bringing me back, it was to do like a small callback to 2018. So I was assuming like, oh, they're gonna call me. They're bringing me back in because they want to do something like one quick scene or something, which will be funny and a nice like nod to the last one. And then it wasn't until I got that call about having to go to LA for pre-production stuff that I was like, oh, maybe it's more than just that. And then once I read the script and talked to David, I was like, oh no, they want to make me a character in this movie. Oh, okay, cool. Great. Let's do this. So I got back from LA on Thursday. And then the next week is when I got dates. Like when I flew to LA, I didn't have dates. I didn't know when we were filming. Like I still didn't know that. And I think I got that info the next week, maybe, or maybe David had told me a potential date. He was like, it'll be somewhere in here. And then the next week is when I got like actual dates. And then I had a few weeks. I was doing a play at the time. And I had a few weeks and I had I basically got an email that was like I got off stage one Saturday night and got an email that was like, hey, we can't wait to see you in town on Monday. Like, what?
That was your heads up.
That was basically my heads up. And so I was like, all right, great. Let me reschedule some stuff and move my life around. And yeah, I was in Wilmington on that Monday.
Wow.
Heading to like costume fittings and stuff. and then and then the week after that we were filming. Like it was very like it was one of those things of like, here's a, it's the same thing with trailers. It's the same thing with waiting for the movie. Here's a piece of information. Here's a piece of information. Here's a trailer. And then, okay, now here's 3 weeks of us running to do it. Right? It was basically that. And I found out beginning of June. So if not too far before they publicly announced working on the trailer and everything, working on the trilogy and everything.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize, like I said, I didn't learn the details of like the character until mid-August.
And like you said, you were surprised at how much they're developing. Who we now know is Marcus and Vanessa, formerly Hunky Doctor and Sexy Nurse, and now they're Marcus and Vanessa, and we're going to learn more about them. I mean, that's got to feel good that, they did come back to you, and I think it speaks to, David and the decision makers, but I also think it's, and I told Carmela this, I mean, it's got to speak to you guys' talents too, that they saw just in that scene and working with you then, that, yeah, these guys are worth coming back. Because I imagine they probably could have gone another route and had just a new married couple possibly, and maybe not that callback to 2018, but the fact that they opted for this, I mean, that's got to feel pretty good.
It felt great. Like I kept the entire time, the minute they said that, the minute they were like, hey, we'd like to bring you back, I was like, absolutely. And then my initial response was, wait, that's wild.
Yeah.
And then I immediately went back and rewatched 2018. I went back and I was like, can you even see my face? Like, not enough that you couldn't have gotten away with casting somebody else. Like, I was like, this is, like you said, I took it as a great vote of confidence and a huge honor that, like, they not only had enjoyed working with me enough, but, to the point of like, it needed to be us. It needed to be Carmela and I, and they didn't want to replace us. They didn't want to make it anybody else. They wanted us back specifically. And that, I mean, that felt damn good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just, it was overwhelming, like, to sort of think about. And it's been, I mean, such a great experience, but like, it was, that was a heck of a feeling to get that and to sort of like, as that sunk in, especially as we got closer, and then reading the script and getting on set, and it was just like, oh wow, like there are no small parts in any movies, because all you have to, like, just show up and make some sort of an impact, and you have no idea what it'll lead to, and that's, this is such evidence of that, because if we could have been any two characters doing any two things in 2018, but we left a undefinable enough mark that when building Halloween Kills, they wanted to bring us in as these characters. So yeah, it was super exciting, and especially once I read the script, seeing the way that they were doing it and why they were doing it, I was like, oh, this is very flattering.